websites, causing them to crash. They wear masks associated with an anti-government figure to protect their identity. Scott Heidler has more.
Hello world, we are anonymous.
As a movement, they say they don't have a political stance and they don't even have a members list. But they do have the power to assist revolutionaries and bring down the websites of multi-billion-dollar corporations. They call themselves Anonymous, a group of nameless internet activists or hacktivists. A few from their operations arm spoke with us via video chat.
Anonymous or Anon has been described in many ways, a collective, a movement. What are you guys and what do you stand for?
There are a lot of ideas in Anon. The best way to describe it is the freedom of speech, freedom of information, and the freedom of expression taken to a logical extreme.
You've also been called thugs. Do you break the law?
Some of the things we do are illegal, but sometimes we need to do illegal things to make change. I wouldn't call us thugs. We're certainly not thugs. We're not anything like that. Criminals, I guess. We are breaking laws, but for the greater good.
So where do these hacktivists come from, and who are they?
I think for the younger generation, in Anonymous and outside of Anonymous, it's kind of the face of protesting for the digital age. It's people who are getting their sense of humor, getting their culture from online, and going out there and taking it to the streets.
Anon hacked the corporate websites of Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal in response to their move to stop processing donations for anti-secrecy organization WikiLeaks.
A lot of what we've done as far as hacking and the release of material, we specifically aim to avoid hurting people. I mean, you look at the Visa, MasterCard attacks, we brought down their websites as opposed to hitting the infrastructure that would have prevented their services from working. We could have done that, but we didn't.
Of late, Anonymous has aligned themselves with the uprisings in the Arab world, taking down government websites in Tunisia and Egypt. They jam the sites by flooding them with requests. Most of Anon's activities appear political in nature, but their most recent attack was personal. The target, Aaron Barr, chief executive of the H.B. Gary Security Company, who had taunted Anonymous, saying he could identify most of the group's leaders. Anonymous retaliated immediately, hacking into H.B. Gary's server and publishing more than 70,000 internal company emails. As a final flourish, it left a message on H.B. Gary's website saying, "You brought this on yourself. Let us teach you a lesson you'll never forget. Don't mess with Anonymous." It's a warning other companies will no doubt take to heart. Scott Heidler, AlJazeera, New York.
And that's it from the team in Washington. Now back to Shuli in Doha.
Thanks, Daljit. In India's financial capital Mumbai, thousands of people have lost their homes after a fire engulfed the Garib Nagar slum near Bandra railway station. The area is home to around 10,000 people, but no one's thought to have died in the blaze. A national period of mourning has been announced in Nepal after the two-time former Prime Minister Krishna Prasad Bhattarai died at the age of 87. Bhattarai led a popular movement to restore multi-party democracy twice in the 1990s. Coming up in sport, a fiery opening to Sri Lanka's World Cup clash against Australia. But it all comes to a rather wet end.
An uprising on the streets, showing no sign of relenting. Protesters united in their defiance of the regime. As demonstrations continued for a third week, President Mubarak remained unmoved. But how much longer could he ignore the demands of his people and hold on to power? In a day-by-day account, we look at the events that changed Egypt, from those that witnessed them firsthand. Fall of Mubarak, at this time on Al Jazeera.
It is in the details. A look. A connection. The moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
A debilitating condition afflicting millions of women across the developing world.
Sometimes it is not possible to cure a patient with fistula. We have to prepare her psychologically.
Revealing the human stories behind fistula and its intimate connection to poverty. A powerful new series exploring global maternal health. Birthrights. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. Sana's here with all the sport.
Thank you very much, Julie. Well, we start with football, and there are 3 matches taking place in the Spanish Primera División on Saturday. The first game sees Real Mallorca take on third place Valencia. Things didn't start off well for Valencia. Just half hour into the match, the home side were awarded a penalty after one of their players was brought down in the box. Ivan Ramis stepped up to take it and put Real Mallorca 1-0 up. But it didn't take long for Valencia to attack. Just 2 minutes later, Pablo Hernandez equalized. And Hernandez came back to score his second goal in the second half. With just a few minutes left in the match, the score is 2-1 to Valencia. Leaders Barcelona kick off against Zaragoza in just a few minutes. The other games sees fourth place Villarreal at Atletico Madrid. Well, Real Madrid coach Jose Mourinho has played down reports that someone tried to stab him. It was reported the 48-year-old Portuguese was attacked as he signed autographs at La Coruña airport, northern western Spain. Mourinho escaped unhurt, but his bodyguard suffered a 4-centimeter stab wound. The incident happened last Friday, but has only just been reported. Arsenal missed their chance to move to within 1 point of Manchester United at the top of the Premier League with a goalless draw against Sunderland. West Ham edged out of the drop zone with a 3-0 home win over Stoke. The team that beat Arsenal in last weekend's English League Cup final, Birmingham, went down 3-1 to West Brom in the early kick-off. Third place Manchester City are currently hosting bottom of the table Wigan. The score there is 1-0 to Man City. Well, FIFA President Sepp Blatter says he expects goal line technology to be in place by the time of the next World Cup in Brazil in 2014. It was this disallowed a goal by England's Frank Lampard against Germany at the last World Cup in South Africa that brought the issue to the fore once again. Last year, the International Football Association Board voted against having a system in place that would show if the ball had crossed the goal line. But since then, Blatter has softened his stance on using technology. An IFAB meeting in Wales has decided that further testing of the technology is needed before a final decision is made next March. At the Cricket World Cup, the match between Sri Lanka and Australia has been abandoned because of heavy rain in Colombo. This Group A game was a repeat of 2007 final. Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bat, and things got off to a fiery start as Australian fast bowler Sean Tate had a difference of opinion with Sri Lankan opener Dilshan. Tate's mood wasn't improved as Dilshan pulled out just before he was about to bowl, but he had the last word as Dilshan edged to slip. Brilliant fielding by Stephen Smith then had the Sri Lankans on the back foot. A great catch